And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Before we do get into today's video, as always, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. So, I don't think a lot of us were expecting that result yesterday evening. What a performance that was. Finally, the game that we've been waiting for, where it feels like there's a bit of a turning point after it. So many games in recent weeks and months of the season overall has felt like we have been struggling or just getting over the line in certain matches as well. And it feels like people were celebrating victories, but it felt like paper was covering over the cracks. This performance yesterday was the complete opposite of that. We were absolutely amazing. In that first half in particular, that was some of the best football I've ever seen Celtic play. I will discuss this in detail in just a second, but as you can tell by the title, there's a bigger story to discuss a bit later on with regards to a Celtic star that is looking set to leave imminently. So we'll discuss that towards the end of this video. So the question is, have we found our form now? I mentioned after that Motherwell match that we needed that big performance where it feels like a turning point, and that finally came yesterday. By far our best performance of the season, and I'm so pleased with that result. Dundee as well aren't pushovers whatsoever. They've had a brilliant season to date, especially considering the fact they were just promoted last season. I think this result is a lot more than just mentioning individual performances. This result feels like a huge turning point in our overall season. I suppose we should really start with the first half, and as I mentioned at the start of the video, probably the best Celtic performance I've ever seen. 6-0, 6 different scorers. We were absolutely unplayable in that first 45. As well, it's worth mentioning, we were so clinical in that first 45 minutes. It wasn't a case of being all over Dundee in terms of shooting. It was just we were taking our chances when we had them. So where has this been all season? You know, it feels like so many times this year we haven't been taking our chances. We miss clear opportunities, and it's basically bit us in the backside with certain results as well. A shout out to Maida as well, a man who does miss a fair few chances, but that finish yesterday was absolutely spectacular. And going down the tunnel at half time, I couldn't really pick out a player in that team for Celtic that were underperforming. Everyone did so well in that first 45. Adam Idah again, he is such a breath of fresh air at this team right now. The way he can hold up the ball, we mentioned last time out, he brings something different to the side than what Kyogo can offer. His stature and his absolute massive build is just... Awata again does deserve massive amount of credit. He was a standout against Motherwell. We singled him out in that game. He should be the number 6 going forward between now and the end of the season. He does not deserve to be dropped whatsoever. Maybe push Callum a little bit further up the park or further up in the midfield position and put Awata as that number 6 player. I think he's been really good, and it's really exciting to see him really become that player that we were expecting when we first signed him. And the man that got man of the match as well, Yang, how good was he? He was absolutely superb. As well, he only got 1 assist in that game. There were 7 goals that we scored. He got 1 assist and no goals, and he got man of the match. That speaks volumes to me. That shows that he was absolutely everywhere. He was superb throughout that game, and a massive credit to him as well, because, you know, me as well, I've not shied away from maybe disrespecting the summer transfer business that we did. I still think it was very poor, of course. I mentioned Luis Palmer was a good signing, but Yang is starting to perform, and it's really good to see. And I think, you know, he's been good for some time now, and he does deserve to keep playing week in, week out right now, whilst he's in really good form and doing the job for us. And of course as well, Daniel Kelly as well, scoring a cracker of a goal, and only one in the second half. So a lot of different players to mention, really. I mean, it was such a good performance, especially in the first half. Of course, it was a poor goal to concede. I'm sure Joe Hart will be a bit annoyed that he couldn't keep a clean sheet. I'm sure he'll be adding up the clean sheets now between the end of the season, now that he's retiring. So it was a poor goal to concede overall, but the performance was superb, and hopefully we can keep this going now and have more games like that. It was really good. I'm really happy with that result for sure. As always, let me know what you made of that victory yesterday. And let's get into the next story. So, Celtic forward Lila Barda will not play for the club again, as a club prepared to listen to offers for him this summer. Speaking exclusively to Football Insider, former Hoops and West Ham striker Frank McAvenny admitted he felt sorry for the Israel international amid his off-field struggles regarding the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. Manager Brendan Rodgers revealed that Abada is not in the right frame of mind to play, but is still participating in first-team training. The former PFA Scotland Young Player of the Year has not been selected in the squad since his substitute appearance against Hibernian on the 2nd of February and has been linked with a move from Parkhead to the MLS. The latest from Football Insider's senior correspondent Peter O'Rourke today is that Celtic will listen to offers for Abada in the summer when he is likely to now leave the club. McAvenny was adamant that the 22-year-old would start if he can get all the noise out of his head, but could not foresee a return to the field with the hoops. If Abada was there, I'd put him in the team, he told Football Insider. If I could trust him to go and play, and to get all the noise out of his head, then he should play. I just don't think there's any way back for him now, that is it. I'd love to see the boy, but I haven't got any time for people who want to bring politics into football. There's no place for it, the world's gone mad. You go to games to get away from that. I feel for Abada because there are some supporters that love him and some that are going against him. It must be hard for the boy. I think Brennan is the right guy to have there because he'll be talking to him. He'll know if Abada is playing or not. So yeah, it does seem ever likely that Abada's time at Celtic is coming to a sad, sad end. We keep mentioning in a lot of videos recently, but of course it is a massive talking topic right now. Such a key player for us over the years, and it is a shame that it seems like his career with the boys will be finished in these terms, which is a shame, of course. But, as always, let me know what you made of what we discussed in today's video. First off, about the result yesterday, how good were we actually? Let me know down in the comment section below. And, of course, about Lyle Abada and his future at Celtic. As always, drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, bye-bye.